that every one of you must have a wonderful journey sitting at the Padma Kund, where Kapil Dev also meditated, in the Kumudvan. That's the third forest of Vrindavan. We have been walking through all the forests. First we went to the Madhuvan, then the Talavan, and now is Kumudvan. So those spiritual warriors who made our journey successful today was Ishwar Krishna Prabhu, Yamuna Sundari Mataji, IV Gautam, Shubhra Devi Dasi, Ravi Pipilia Prabhu, Vrajeshwari Priya Devi Dasi, Govinda Gita Devi Dasi, Kasturi Manjari Devi Dasi, Sistastika Devi Dasi, Parmeshwari Devi Dasi, Shravan Mangal Prabhu, Hari Bol, Prabhuji joined after some break, Hari Bol, Amol and Smita Panchpande, Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu, Girivar Dhari Prabhu, Shriya Devi Dasi, Sitala Priya Devi Dasi, Satchinandan Krishna Prabhu, Srinivas Acharya Prabhu, Hanuman Prabhu, Prathmesh Prabhu, Nadia Kumar Prabhu, Saman Prabhu, Leela Manjari Devi Dasi, Raga Bhakti Devi Dasi, Shravanangi Syam Devi Dasi, and Narsimha Leela Chaitanya Prabhu also joined Hari Bol. Sugandh Raj Prabhu, Aradhana Devi Dasi, Janki Kant Prabhu, Labanga Latika Mataji, Tapti Ghosh Mataji, Manmatha Anand Prabhu, Sundari Radha Mataji, Parmanand Hari Prabhu, Nandan Priya Devi Dasi, Pandurang Devdas Prabhu, Damodarati Mataji, Shekha and Pankaj Gupta, Rohit Mishra Prabhu, Pranath Gopal Prabhu, Radhika Prem Devi Dasi, Saraswati Devi Dasi, Sumitra Radha Mataji, Devendra Krishna Prabhu, and I think somehow or other I'm missing Saloni today. Hari Bol. Vraj Vinod Prabhu, Anand Vinodini Devi Dasi, Priyanka Mataji, Rukmini Priya Devi Dasi, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Namanand Prabhu, Prem Vinodini Mataji, Madhvi Gopi Mataji. Also we are missing Ganga Devi today. Uttam Bhakta Prabhu, Vallabhi Mataji, Rajendra Prabhu, Abhay Prabhu, Shweddi Prabhu, Vijay Keshav Prabhu, Amal Atman Prabhu, Gadadhar Chandra Prabhu, Tulsi Priya Devi Dasi, Jai Govinda Prabhu, Badra Bharti Mataji, Sarva Tarak Prabhu, Amal Nam Prabhu, Govinda Mohini Devi Dasi, Krita Lakshan Prabhu, Matangi Gopi Devi Dasi, Manoj Kapoor Prabhu, Karunamai Mataji, Radha Charan Prabhu, Abhay Charan Prabhu, Shukruti Devi Dasi, and also congratulations to Lakshmi. You fulfill my desire, Lakshmi. Join every day. Kamini Priya Mataji, Sankarshan and Manjari, Sundari Leela Mataji, Sarmishta Sahi, Mamta Mataji, Balram Prabhu, Karunya Murti Devi Dasi. We miss Radha Vallabh Prabhu today. Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Harikatha Mataji, Rasha Kida Prabhu, Anand Radhika Devi Dasi, Pitambar Priya Prabhu, Advait Prabhu, Rajesh and Sweta, Chintamani Devi Dasi, Amit and Prem Priya Padma Mataji, Suchitra Devi Dasi, C. Kumar Prabhu, Sumit Prabhu, Kanta Devi Dasi, Rashmi Mataji, Shrikantji and Shrikant Survase Prabhu, Nishan Sharma, Nitya Navli Devi Dasi, Neeraj Srivastav Prabhu, Prafulanand Madhav Prabhu, Sripada Lalita Devi Dasi. I miss Akshata today. Haribol. Vani Prabhu, Lekha Mataji, Thaneswar Prabhu, Sudevi Sundari Mataji, Radhika Bhakti Mataji, Madan Kandu Prabhuji, Patit Pavan Prabhu. We miss Rupsri Mataji today. Hemangini Chauhan Mataji. Then Sri Padma Manjari Mataji joined at 2 o'clock. Haribol. Ram Krishna and Lata. Pragya Nekpal Mataji. Bhaktin Kriyastan. Sudhir Krishna Prabhu. Sakhi Saran Devi Dasi. Anita Saha. Bhavesh Pandya, Murli Gopal Prabhu, Nani Gopal Ray from Dhaka. We miss Rupini Padma Devi Dasi. So with those thoughts, let's hear the wonderful song and then we will read from the Jaiva Dharma. Thank you.
Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore. Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore. Jivane marane gati ahnahi mo. Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore. Kule keli kadambe ravana. Kalindira kule keli kadambe ravana. Ratana vedira upa boshabudu jana. Ratana vedira upa boshabudu jana. Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore. Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore. गौरी अंगे दिवो चंदनेर गंधा. श्याम गौरी अंगे दिवो चंदनेर गंधा. चामर दुलावो कबे हेरि मुख चंद्र. चामर दुलावो कबे हेरि मुख चंद्र. राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर. राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर. गाथिया माला तीर माला दीबो तोहार गले. गाथिया माला तीर माला दीबो तोहार गले. अधरे तुलिया दीबो कर्पूर तंबूले. अधरे तुलिया दिवो कर्पूर तंबूले. राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर. राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर. ललिता विशाखादि जत सखी वृंदा. ललिता विशाखादि जत सखी वृंदा. अज्ञाय करिब सेवा चरणरविन्द अज्ञाय करिब सेवा चरणरविन्द राधा कृष्ण प्राण जुगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण जुगल किशोर कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासरनुदास श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासरनुदास सेवा विलास करे नरोत्तम दास सेवा বিলাস করে নরোত্তম দাস রাধা কৃষ্ণ প্রাণ যুগল কিশোর রাধা কৃষ্ণ প্রাণ যুগল কিশোর
Thank you very much, Ishwar Krishna Prabhu, for playing a wonderful song by Narottam Das Thakur. Prabhupada used to say every word coming out from the mouth of Narottam Das Thakur, we should accept as a word from the Vedas. So, before we read, we would like to offer our humble obeisances at the desk of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who has given us a wonderful book, Jaiva Dharma. It will enhance and whatever we need to advance in spiritual life, all the information will be coming. It will become heavier and heavier, the subject matter, as we go further and further. By Krishna's grace and by grace of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we pray that it can enlighten all of us. So yesterday we were reading that Raghunath Das Babaji says, in the Kathopanishad 2-13, we find the relevant passage once more. Tam atmastam ye nupasyanti dhiras tesam santi saswati netaresham. Only those learned person who can perceive the Supreme Lord, Paramatma, within their heart can attain lasting happiness, not others. Vrajanath. Yes, so we will be continuing now. Yes, one obtains permanent peace and joy seeing the Supreme Lord, the Paramatma within one's heart. The question is, how can one see him? That remains a mystery. Raghunath Das Babaji. The Kathopanishad 1-23 states, Nayam Atma pravachenena labhyo na madhyaya na bahudha shrutena yam evaisa vrunate tena labhyas tasyasa atma vivarnute tanum swam. Knowledge of the Supreme Absolute Truth is neither acquired through endless debates, nor through a sharp intellect, nor through erudition. Yet, when the Jiva soul turns to the Supreme Lord with a mood of service and begs for his mercy, the Lord from within reciprocates and reveals himself to such a sincere soul. Further, Srimad Bhagavatam 10:14-29 declares, Athapi te deva padam bhujadvaya prasada lesa anugrahita evahi Janati Tattvam Bhagwan Mahimno Nachanya Eko Api Chiram Vichimvan. This is one of my favorite verse. O Lord, the person who is favored by even a slight particle of the Kripa Prasad, divine mercy, from your lotus feet is alone eligible to know in truth. Your Supreme Personality, which is the embodiment of eternity, absolute knowledge and bliss. Others may interpret the scripture endlessly or seek you through intellectual jugglery, but they will never succeed. Dear son, the beloved Sri Krishna, the soul of all souls, is very merciful and the most precious. He is attained neither by merely scrutinizing the scriptures, nor by the elaborate deliberations of the philosophy, neither by being a talented clairvoyant with an incisive intellect, nor by having many gurus will one be crowned with success. The Lord showers His mercy and reveals His blissful form of transcendental majesty, eternity, absolute knowledge and bliss to one who lovingly accepts Him as his very own. Employing this mood of Abhideya Tattva will bring you home back to Godhead. Vrajanath. Is the Dharma of Sri Krishna mentioned in the Vedas? Raghunath Das Babaji. There are many references in the Vedas to Krishna's Dham, which has been described by many different names, such as Paravyoma, Samavyoma, Brahma Gopalpuri, Gokul, and so on. Take, for instance, this quote from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad 4.8. Rucho aksare parame vyoman yasman deva adivisve nisadu yatam na veda kim chakari syati ye iti tad vidusta ime samasate. The Supreme Being known as Akshar, as ascertained by the verse of the Rig Veda, reside in the spiritual sky known as Paravyoma. All the Devas are dependent upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Jivas who do not know Him will gain nothing from studying the Vedas. Yet, those who through bhakti have realized Him have been blessed with the greatest award. In the Mundaka Upanishad 2-7, we find Divya Brahma Purehi Esa Vyomni Atma Pratistataha. The Supreme Personality, whose magnanimity and majesty are famous throughout the entire creation, reside eternally in the transcendental realm of Paravyoma. The Purusha Bodhini Upanishad state, Gokule Khe Mathura Mandale Dve Parshve Chandravali Radhikacha. In Gokul, a part of the Mathura district of the spiritual sky, the Supreme Personality of Godhead reside with Srimati Radhika on one side and Sri Chandravali on the other. Further, the Gopal Tapni Upanishad 236 states as follows: Tasam Madhya Sakshat Brahma Gopalpuri. Amongst all these abodes, the residence of Sri Gopal, Brahma Gopalpuri, is directly the transcendental absolute truth. Vrajanath. The Tantric Brahmanas consider the Shakti of Lord Shiva as the Adya Shakti Why? Raghunath Das Babaji. The potency of the Lord Shiva is known as the Maya Shakti. Maya Devi, the embodiment of the Maya Shakti, possesses the three material modes of Sattva, Raj and Tama. According to the particular material mode with which the worshipper is predominantly conditioned, Maya Devi is perceived. Those Brahmanas who are endowed with the mode of Sattva worship Maya Devi as the mistress of that mode with a mood of righteous sanctity. The Rajasika Brahmanas, fastened by the Rajaguna, worship Maya Devi as the mistress of Rajaguna. The Tamasika Brahmanas, as they are in the Tamaguna, worship Maya Devi as the mistress of that mode and the goddesses of fortune, no, goddesses of darkness, known as Vidya Devi. Indeed, Maya Devi is merely a transformation and a reflected image of the Swarup Shakti of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She is not a separate or independent Shakti. Maya Devi is the cause of the imprisonment of the Jiva and also the cause of his release. If the Jiva rejects Krishna, Maya Devi ensures him in material existence and punishes him. If Jiva devotes himself to the service of Krishna, then Maya Devi manifests her Sattva Gun and rewards him with knowledge of Krishna. Under the influence of the lower modes of the Maya Shakti, that is Rajgun and Tamagun, the Jivas are unable to perceive the transcendental absolute embodiment of the Swarup Shakti, Sri Radhika, and thus falsely name Maya Devi as the Adya Shakti. A bewildered Jiva in the clutches of Maya is capable of elevating his consciousness to the perception of the actual Tattva only by Sukruti, and without performing Sukruti, he stagnates in the Raj and Tama under false conceptions. Vrajana. Sri Durga Devi is listed as an eternal associate of Sri Hari in Gokul Upasana. Who is this Durga Devi of Gokul? Raghunath Das Babaji. She is known as Yogamaya, an expansion of the Chit Shakti, and is the fountainhead of the transformations of the various transcendental potencies. When she is in the spiritual world, she asserts her position as non-different from the Swarup Shakti. However, when she expands down to the material world, she becomes Maya Devi, the embodiment of the Maya Shakti of the mundane sphere. Therefore, the Maya Shakti of the material world is but a transformation of the Yoga Maya Shakti of the spiritual world. And Maya Devi, also known as Durga in the material sphere, is an expanded maidservant of the Durga Devi, the Yoga Maya of Gokul. As Yogamaya in the transcendental realm, she is the support and enhancer of the transcendental pastime of Sri Krishna. Thereby, she is known as Krishna Lila Poshana Shakti. In the spiritual abode, the Parakya Bhav, the mood of paramourship, exhibited by the gopis in order to fuel the transcendental desire of Sri Krishna for amorous dalliance, is actually composed by Yogamaya. It is important to understand Srimad Bhagavatam 10:29:1, which describes the Rasa Leela pastime of Sri Krishna as follows. Sri Badharayanir Uvacha Krishna Bhagavan Apitar Ratri Sarodha Phulla Mallika Vikshya Rantum Manas Chakre Yoga Mayam Upashritaha. Sri Badarayani says, Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full in all opulences. Yet, upon seeing those autumn nights scented with blossoming jasmine flowers, he turned his mind toward loving affairs. To fulfill his purposes, he employed his internal potency, Yogamaya. This verse indicates that Sri Krishna decided to enact the Rasa Leela pastimes under the supervision of his Yogamaya potency. The Swarup Shakti undertakes many activities in the arena of Chit Vilas, transcendental pastime, which ostensibly are performed unknowingly in Agyan, ignorance, but really are not. In order to nurture the Rasa Leela pastime, these seemingly unwitting acts are instigated by Yogamaya. Vrajana. Another question referring to the creeper of Dham comes to my mind. Please explain why the Vaishnavas designate Navdvip as Sridham. Raghunath Das Babaji. Sri Navdvip Dham is on the same spiritual level as Vrindavan Dham. And within Sri Navdvip Dham, the most sacred place is Sri Mayapur, because the Sri Gokul of Braj is manifested as the Sri Mayapur of the Navdvip. Sri Mayapur is the Mahayog Pit, the eternal abode of Sri Radha and Sri Krishna, surrounded by their eternal and intimate associates within Sri Navdvip Dham. The Srimad Bhagavatam 7:9-38 narrates, Channa Kallo, in Kali Yuga, the full incarnation of the Supreme Lord make a covered appearance. Similarly, the same principle is applied to Navdvip Dham. In Kali Yuga, Navdvip is the covered Dham. In Kali Yuga, there is no Tirtha Yatra, pilgrimage, superior to visiting Mayapur. Furthermore, only those who understand the transcendental significance of Mayapur are eligible to reside in Brajadham. To the extroverted, gross materialistic, who cannot understand the actual spiritual position and importance of the Dham, Braj and Navdvip appear inert and ordinary. Those devas who are extremely fortunate acquire transcendental vision and can see the Dham in all her splendor. Vrajanath. Dear Master, I am eager to learn further about the spiritual significance and identity of Navdvip Dham. Raghunath Das Babaji, Goloka, Vrindavan and Swetadip constitute the inner sanctum of the Paravyoma, the entire spiritual sky. In Goloka, Sri Krishna performed his Swakiya Lila, his married conjugal pastime. In Vrindavan, Sri Krishna enacted his Parikriya Lila, his conjugal pastime as a paramour. And Swetadip is the stage for remaining pastime of Sri Krishna. Spiritually, the three abodes are equal. So Navdvip, a direct manifestation of the Swetadip, is still equal to Vrindavan in every respect. The residents of Navadvip are immensely fortunate. They are the associates of Sri Chaitanya on account of innumerable pious deeds. A person is promoted to reside in Navadvip. Certain aspects of Ras, which are not expressed in the Vrindavan, find their expression in Navadvip. Only a person who has become qualified to understand this particular Ras will be able to perceive them. So in Goloka Vrindavan, there is no Parakriya Rasa. Wonderful. Vrajanath, how large is Navadvip Dham? Raghunath Das Babaji. Navadvip Dham is spread over 32 square miles in the form of an 8 petals lotus flower. Each of the 8 petals represent a dweep, an island. The 8 islands that are represented by the 8 petals of the lotus are known as Simantadvip, Godrumadvip, Madhyadvip, Koladvip, Rutadvip, Janudvip, Modadrumdvip, and Rudradvip. In the middle of this 8 islands is the 9th island, the seed vessel of the lotus, known as Antaradvip. Sri Mayapur is in the center of the Antaradvip. Navadvip Dham, and especially Mayapur, is so spiritually potent that anyone executing sadhana there will very soon be crowned with the highest success by the attainment of Krishna Prem. The house of Sri Jagannath Mishra is the nucleus of Mayapur, is the Yogpit and the eternal supramundane pastime of Sri Gauranga are enacted and seen there by the most fortunate souls. Vrajanath, is the Leela of Sri Gauranga the work of the Swarup Shakti? Raghunath Das Babaji. The Shakti that activates the Leela of Sri Gauranga is the same Shakti that activates the Leela of Sri Krishna. There being absolutely no difference between Sri Krishna and Sri Gauranga. The personal diary of Sri Swarup Damodar is quoted in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 1.5 as follows. Radha Krishna Prayana Vikritir Ladini Shaktir Asmad Etad Manava Api Bhuvi Paru Deha Vedam Gatoto Chaitanya Khyam Praktam Adhunatad Dvayam Chaikyam Aptam Radha Bhava Dyuti Suvalitam Nomi Krishna Swarupam. The loving affair of Sri Radha Krishna are transcendental manifestation of the internal pleasure-giving potency of the Lord. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, they have separated themselves eternally. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Sri Krishna himself. Sri Krishna and Sri Chaitanya are eternally manifest and present. It is incorrect to conclude that one comes first and others later. The statement that Sri Chaitanya had separated to become Radha and Krishna, who then united to become again Sri Gauranga, express that both these manifestations are eternal and always present. not the one appear before the other. All the activities of the Supreme Absolute Truth are supramundane and eternal. Any person who consider either one of these two sets of the pastime as subordinate to the other is indeed entirely ignorant of the truth and quite devoid of any perceptions of rasa. So I think the time has come that we should stop here. We should remain punctual in our service. And I think that just doing the Brajamandala Parikrama during the meditation is really enchanting us. We can see that it will really help us to remember Radha and Krishna constantly. We can meditate on these things, and we can, when we read those pastimes, we should practice to see in a movie form. Like we should see that how the things are moving, how they move their eyes, how they walk, everything we should capture. So when the time will come at the end of the life, our speaking ability will be gone. We won't be able to, at certain point, we won't be able to see everything through our eyes. And then finally we will lose our hearing ability. It will be a quite nice time to meditate upon those wonderful pastimes if we practice. And that's the reason our Acharya has written all these places, pastimes. And our Acharya, including Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has done the Brajamandala Parikrama just to set an example how important it is in our life. So with those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become jubilant and with no fear in their life. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who take so much austerity to join every morning. Like, the Sri Padma Manjari Mataji joined 2 o'clock. Ravi Prabhu always join at 2 o'clock. Ishwar Krishna Prabhu is always there before. Only today I beat him. I joined earlier than him today. By Krishna's grace, there is always a nice to have a spiritual competition. So those devotees, I would like to offer my humble obeisances from Houston, from India, from New Jersey, Virginia, Boise, Boston, Atlanta, Austin, Alachua, College Station, Tempe, Phoenix, San Jose, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, New Orleans, Baltimore, Portland, Dhaka, and Orlando. Vanchikalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu bhayavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you very much.